Party time, ladies and gentlemen. We are on Crossfire GuineaPig against ASD, FXO ASD, the Terran player in red, starting at the top right of Crossfire, and at the bottom left in blue we have GuineaPig, who didn't stand a chance on the last map. He basically looked a little bit helpless. I really like that he was going for those immortals in order to deal with the marauder aggression of his opponent, and that he mixed it up with the charge ability for his zealots, try to get the Doctor Shrine in there as well as the Templar Archive. He may have overdone it a little bit with his attempts of tagging, because he was not focusing on one tag, he just threw them all in there. He had the Templar Archive, the Dark Shrine, he had a Robotics Bay as well, so that might have been overdoing it a little bit, but in the end it didn't matter all too much, because the main thing in that particular matchup is the ghosts. Ghosts are just the one thing that make a Protoss life against Terran hell on earth, especially with those EMPs, and that's one of the reasons why Blizzard decided to reduce the area of effect of the EMPs in the next patch. And I'm pretty sure that this will basically give Terran players something to think about, because killing the shields of your opponent's army and killing all that energy on the caster units won't be as easy anymore, and therefore Terrans might have to rethink how they are going to approach this matchup. Right now EMP is still very, very strong, and if you're not able to feed back the ghosts, if you're not able to take them out, maybe with a storm, or just split your army accordingly so that EMPs won't hit everything in the blink of an eye, you have a huge problem at your hand, because most of your army just won't have any shields anymore and won't have any energy to cast storms, to get the Guardian Shield, and so on. Right now we have a really nice opening by GuineaPig. He's getting 2 gateways before he actually builds the cybernetics core, so saving up a little bit of chrono boosts as well. The SCD scouted that already. We will have 2 Stalkers produced at the same time, and trying to put some aggression onto the Terran player. I like that build quite a lot. Just shows that GuineaPig is confident that he will be able to get some damage done in the early stages of the game, that he wants to be aggressive, he wants to be the one taking the initiative in that game. And here we go, 2nd gateway and the cybernetics core finished at roughly the same time. 2 Stalkers being produced immediately, and by double chrono boost going down as well. So while we know about the strategy of about GuineaPig in the early stage, let's have a look at what ASD is doing. He's building a 2nd gas. You already had this gas up for quite a while, as you can see, already 200 mine in total. Sorry, my bad, a little bit mined. Was able to get that factory out fairly soon. And yeah, we have the bunker. The bunker, just in order to repel those 2 Stalkers, and that bunker will be up in time, so basically he's able to negate any aggression that the Protoss player might throw at him. But with a factory, I expect that we are going to see the starport very, very soon. Where is it? Here we go. And of course an add-on for the factory as well. Going for the Hellion. Going for the Hellion, and at the same time we had those 2 Stalkers just poke up the ramp. They saw that there was a bunker in place and decided, okay, well, probably not the best idea to approach the Terran player any further, not risk losing the Stalkers. So yeah, double gas for GuineaPig right now, double gateway, as the cybernetics core researching the warp gate technology, and of course getting that 2nd base, getting that nexus, that 2nd nexus right now. And we have another look into the main base. There's that Medivac. Okay, so he's going for a drop with Hellions. I'm actually a little bit surprised that we don't see him going for a reactor to get those Hellions out a little bit faster, or maybe even for a tech lab in order to get Blue Flame have a grade as well. But with the timing that he uses right now, he will be able to squeeze out another Hellion before the Medivac pops out, and then starting to drop his opponent. We have the robotics being built for GuineaPig already, and he just needs to change his style a little bit. The last game was not all too successful. He was trying to get a 3-base expansion. He didn't have all too many scouting information about what was happening in the Terran player's base, so he needed to just prepare for the eventuality of an early push, and that's basically exactly what is happening right now as well. I mean, we can have a quick look into the main base. He doesn't know anything at all. He knows about the bunker, but besides that he has no idea what the Terran player has been planning. He doesn't know if there is actually going to be a fast expansion, if there's going to be a push on 2 or 3 barracks or some tech going on. We already have the first reactor being built, and there's that Banshee after factory and starport have been equipped with a tech lab. So no cloak, but Banshee, and of course another tank is being produced. This is a decent 1-1-1 build. You can just go for a very, very powerful push. At the same time, we have a kind of offensive pylon by GuineaPig at the same time behind the minerals at the natural. And here we go. Here we go with the first Hellions trying to kill some of these probes. And GuineaPig is reacting quite fast. He's able to deny all too much damage, but four of the probes have been killed. 6 workers in total so far for ASD. And once again, 2 more gateways, an Immortal being squeezed out with another Chrono Boost. So look at the Terran player's base. He's just preparing for that 1 barracks push. A lot of Marines, no upgrades, no stim, no combat shield. He already has the first Banshee, gets the second one, and has the siege tanks in the mix as well, not getting the siege tank upgrade. This is going to be a really, really well-timed push, and we need to take another look at the economy of both players right now. We have GuineaPig with 33 supply against 28. He's not overcommitting to his economy. He has a lot of Chrono Boosts left at his Nexus at the natural expansion, and is now getting another 2 gateways. So that makes it 6 gateways. Chrono boosting that Immortal occasionally will surely help and get enough of them out in time to be able to deal with the aggression of his opponent. And I'm not too sure if ASD is actually able to go through this push. Time will tell. 78 supply against 68. There's one thing we should mention about this map. If you can set up siege tanks quite comfortably over here, and later on you can move down. So you will always have that ability to put a lot of pressure onto the Protoss player. By the way, in case you didn't notice, that pylon over there has been spotted and killed. That's why GuineaPig is currently supply blocked. And here we go. Here's that push. That Stalker is dead. And let's have a look at the army supply before those 2 armies approach. Oh, too late. Here we go. 2 force fields put an end to that push for now. And that's one of the things that really characterizes Crossfire. You can delay the push of a Terran player, the push of any race, fairly easily by just placing down force fields, and that's exactly what he needs to do right now. There are those force fields, beautiful placed, but that tank is able to get a lot of damage done. Marines are being killed, but at the same time dashing out a lot of damage, 27 of them. There are three Immortals, and here you can see he's trying to split the army. Yes, 1 nice force field. Let's have another look at the army supply. 37 against 64, and somehow GuineaPig just needs to try to stop this push, and this is not an easy task, not an easy thing to accomplish. 84 against 94 supply right now. GuineaPig definitely with a better economy, but will it do him any good? There are those Marines. The Marines are just moving in. Force fields being placed. There are the 3 tanks, 4 tanks being sieged up in the back, and immediately those Immortals are trying to focus them down. The first one is dead, but the second and the third one are just killing all there is with the Protoss players' army. 52 supply for GuineaPig, 74 for ASD, moving in with those 3 Banshees as well. They're doing an awesome job, and now the pressure is on. A lot of siege tanks now able to attack the Nexus as well. They are in range from the main base of the Terran player. Additional units are just streaming in right now. The Nexus is down. ASD might just be able to take out GuineaPig with 2-0 in this best of 3. The rest of the units in the back is currently being attacked as well. Will GuineaPig be able to come back in this match? I certainly doubt it. He's losing everything. Losing his probes. Is down to 21 against 21 probes, and here comes the Protoss player once again with his force fields, but those Banshees are really doing a number on sentries and Stalkers alike. There are way too many of them. Both Stalkers die. The Banshees don't have a problem at all at taking down the sentries as well, and now the Terran player moves up the ramp in order to finish what he started. 22 supply for GuineaPig and 84 for his opponent. ASD is taking that best of 3 series with 2-0, doing an awesome job at eliminating GuineaPig out of the first round of the Code A. Job well done. That 1-1-1 build proved to be way too much for GuineaPig. ASD taking the series with 2-0. Okay guys, so that was the second best of 3. We have the first match that ended 2-1 in favor of Yu-Gi-Oh! Slayers Yu-Gi-Oh! Advancing to the next round, to the second round of the GSL Code A, and now ASD was able to do the same. He is advancing after he beat GuineaPig with 2-0. Once again, I want to remind all of you guys there are 2 streams. It's not only me casting for you, it's also Doa and Wolf on the other stream, and if you want to open 2 GOM players, you can do so by pressing F5. If you have one of the GOM players active, you can also just click on the preferences, and then on the preference screen check allow multiple instances of GOM player to be opened. As you can see right now on your screen, that's how you do it. Step 1, step 2, and this is exactly what you need to do if you want to watch not only the games being casted by me, by Caldo, but also the games by Doa and Wolf. Follow at GonTV on Twitter, and you can of course also follow my personal Twitter, which is at Caldo on Twitter. You can also add me on Facebook, which is Caldo TV. If you use the URL, if you just look for Caldo on Facebook, you will be able to find my Facebook page as well. I'm casting on my own right now. This is the first time that we are trying to do this because there's just a huge amount of games in the Code A in the first round, and we want to provide you with the coverage for all of them. That's why we set up a second stream. We don't have a camera in this smaller studio at the GOM office right now. We have a little bit of a different setup, which is also why I'm casting on my own and I don't have a partner today. I'm also controlling the screen on my own, which gives me a little bit more flexibility, but at the same time, of course, it's harder to follow the action on the minimap, to talk about the strategies, about the players, and coordinate everything with the guys behind the scenes. So yeah, I hope that you enjoy the coverage so far. The next time there will probably be a second person streaming with me as well. I don't know for sure, but we'll definitely try to make that happen. We have another game coming up that will be the third game for today, and it's my personal highlight of the day. It's going to be Curious against the STC. A Terran versus Zerg, one of my most favorite matchups because I think that it's a really interesting one. And yeah, the maps will be, the first map will be Belcher Beach, second map will be Antigua Shipyard, and if there needs to be a third game, I certainly hope we will see a third one, that will be Calm Before the Storm, the new GSL map. It's a huge map, and I would love to see a third game on this map because it's huge. Therefore, you can expect an awesome meta game. I want to remind you once again that if you have some feedback not only about this stream but about the other one as well, about the fact that we have 2 streams for you today, always the possibility for you to go to gomtv.net, to the forums, and just write us a comment about what you like, what you don't like. You can of course also do that in regards to my casting. There's a stream already where some people have been giving feedback in regards to the recent Arena of Legends streams that we had. So if you have something you want to complain about or something that you really like about my casting, just let me know. I'll try to improve on it as we go. Obviously, as you probably already figured out, I'm not a native English speaker. No, I'm German. English is my second language, and my active vocabulary is probably a little bit limited when it comes down to casting. I'm trying to improve on that. It's a little bit hard. I'm casting a lot more in English lately, and therefore I hope that with the practice it will get easier for me. Still hope that you enjoyed the last games that we showed you. And yeah, let's talk a little bit about the next game, Zerg versus a Terran. This is just going to be really, really great. You've seen so many really exciting Zerg versus Terran matches in the last weeks and months, and the Code S final being one of them. That was quite amazing, wasn't it? MVP playing against Nestia. This was an amazing series, and that was also one of the series where we've seen how strong ghosts are later on in the game. It's not only that Protoss players have a hard time facing ghosts in later stages of the of StarCraft 2 matches, but it's also a little bit the same problem for Zerg right now, especially if you go for a Broodlord play, and with Infestors. Those ghosts are something that we see a lot more the last few weeks and months, because Terran players now tend not to only get 1, 2 or 3 ghosts and to deal with the Infestors and try to get in an EMP. No, we've seen up to 20 or 24 ghosts, and Terran players were just going like crazy. basically sniping the shit out of the Zerg player, sniping the Brute Lords, sniping those Infestors, EMPing everything in their path. And that is something that Zerg players have been struggling with, especially if that game drags on and the Ghosts get the personal cloaking upgrade as well. Then you need some kind of detection if you are a Zerg player. And those Overlords or Overseers, even if you have 2 or 3 of them in your army mix, can be sniped down so damn fast. That's really, really amazing. So that gives you something to think about if you're a Zerg player. You can also use that funnel growth, of course, in order to reveal cloak ghosts, but it's still a very, very hard thing to do. And those matches are just insane. It's a really entertaining matchup. I love it a lot. The STC has a nice record, by the way, against the Zerg. You can check out his stats if you choose to do so on your own, maybe on sc2charts.net, which is an awesome website if it comes down to checking player stats. And there we have him with 67% win ratio against Zerg, which is quite impressive. Curious, on the other hand, was able to win 54% of his matches against Terran. And I have to admit that these games, man, I already have goosebumps just thinking about it. And yeah, so Curious actually, well, the thing with Curious is one of the problems I have with some of the Korean players is like, it's like they want casters to make a little bit fun about their nicknames, because why else would you name yourself Curious or Lucky? That just invites all kinds of stupid comments. I don't have a co-commentator with me today, so I'm probably not trying to make too many of them, but I'm really curious about things regarding Curious. Curious lost to 2 Terran players in his Group A, and therefore was demoted to Code A, and that's why he's playing the first round of Code A today. You might not be familiar yet with the new GSL system. Check it out on Team Liquid, check it out on gomtv.net. But the thing is, he lost. He lost 2 of his matches. He lost to Marine King Prime, and he lost to Alive. So one would rather say he might be a little bit out of shape in his Terran vs Zerg matchup. But in the Arena of Legends, he was able to take down MVP and Pold, 2 really strong Terran players, which was quite surprising. So yeah, we'll have to see if Curious is able to actually continue with his performance that he showed during the Arena of Legends games and take out the STC today, or if he will rather have a hard time as he had against Marine King and Alive. This is one of the matches that I've been waiting for the longest. Today we have 4 games today. Once again, at the screen you can just now see how you can set up your GomTV player to be able to watch 2 streams at the same time. I want to remind you that there's another stream where you have Doa and Wolf commentating. Yeah, StarTale Curious against OGS. The STC is going to be the 3rd match today. OGS top against StarTale. Parting will seal the deal for on my stream. That will be the 4th match. Parting, once again, one of these nicknames that you shouldn't actually exchange the P with an F, because that will sound kind of weird. But well, anyways, yeah, I really have to pay attention that I don't call him farting by accident later on. But he's rather unknown and definitely the underdog in that matchup. It might be kind of interesting to see how well he does against his opponent, against OGS Top, who has been around for quite a while. And yeah. So while we're waiting for the players to set up the gear and to get comfortable, maybe test out everything, let's talk a little bit about Korea. I already mentioned some things about the GOM studio early on, as well about the logo of GOM and stuff like that. So what else can we talk about? Right now, I haven't been on camera yet. This is really, really weird. I can't react to cast the Code A and basically everything that I can. And many people have been like, oh well, I can't really picture you in one of these jackets, that it's going to look so weird on you. And I've been looking forward to the first time that I'm actually wearing one of the GOM jackets, sitting in the GOM studio and casting with an audience. And then we started with the Arena of Legends, and there's no camera view on the Arena of Legends. It's just like online. I was like, okay, well, no biggie. First time Code 8, I will be able to sit in front of the audience, and then I'll be able to cast. Yeah, and then today we decided after a while that we are going to show you a second stream. And as Doa and Wolf were already scheduled to cast in the studio, in the GOM studio, I moved to the office, and yeah, now here I'm sitting again, with you not being able to see me. Probably there are already rumors around there that I'm not actually in Korea, that it's some secret deal between GOM and me casting from good old Germany, but I can just promise you that I'm really in Korea. I recorded already a couple of videos at the Code 8 qualifier, and if you haven't checked those out, then make sure to look for them on YouTube and on Team Liquid, because they are awesome. I've had the great honor to stand behind Slayer's Boxer while he was playing his games at the Code 8 qualifier, and I recorded a lot of these games. I bought a camera before I went to Korea, and I recorded him playing the Code 8 qualifier, capturing his screen as well as his keyboard and his mouse, which is really, really interesting. And yeah, those videos are basically linked on, you can find them on YouTube, you can find them on Team Liquid, you can also find them on Reddit. I posted them I posted the links there a day or two ago, and yeah, check them out. Definitely check them out. I also captured Alicia playing. I captured some players from Startale. That was kind of fun. It was really, really nice, and it was quite an experience to see all those players in action at the Code 8 qualifier. I also have the honor of staying at the GOM house with players like Todd, for example. Todd, a very accomplished Warcraft 3 player, is now getting a lot better in StarCraft 2 as well, and it's really fun to hang out with him. And he's been in Korea for quite a while already. I mean, this time, or he stayed in Korea already in the past for about a year or two, which is quite impressive. He speaks the language quite well. He's obviously not able to talk on the same level as a native speaker, but it's very, very easy to for him to communicate with Koreans, and this is just one of those things that makes it all so easier for me as well, because I think without him I probably would already have starved. One funny thing that I want to mention as well, when I came to Korea, people already told me that it's kind of difficult to set up certain things, because if you're not a Korean citizen, you need kind of like a Korean security number, and in order to do that, if you're a foreigner, you need to pass all these medical checks and a whole lot of other stuff that I have no idea about, and it's kind of complicated. You need to wait a while. And for me, that was important because I had to set up a bank account. I knew from the start that I needed some money in Korea at first, and I wanted to transfer money from my German account to a Korean bank account, because my let's say it like that, my bank, I wanted to get a new credit card before I went to Korea, but my bank basically made a mistake. They were a little bit too sloppy, and therefore I was already on my way to Korea when the credit card arrived at my home. So I took some money with me. I could exchange in Korean won, and then I went to Korea. But I didn't really think that it would be all that hard to set up a bank account. John had helped me out with that, and we managed to do that a couple of days ago. Actually, my bank account only exists now for about 4 or 5 days. And at some point I was running out of money, and I couldn't get access to my money in Germany. I was like, oh my god, what am I going to do? And Todd was kind of a lifesaver there, because, well, we've known each other for quite a while. I've mentioned earlier that he's been around for ages. We're playing Warcraft 3. I've been casting for about 10 years now, mostly Warcraft 3, started with StarCraft after I came back from a year spent in Australia. And yeah, I was really, really happy that he stayed at the GOM house. He immediately volunteered to borrow me some money, and yeah, it was kind of fun. After we set up my bank account, I was finally able to transfer some money to Korea. I immediately paid it back, but that was really, really helpful. So Todd, I don't suppose that he's listening right now, but the guy is awesome. And he's streaming lately a lot more as well. So if you want to check out how he's doing on the Korean ladder, then definitely watch his stream. You should do that. Support the foreigners a little bit in Korea. I guess if you're listening to this cast right now, you're one of the foreigners yourself. So yeah, check out him playing on the Korean server. He's doing a great job right now, just trying to get accustomed to the strategies of the Koreans. When I started playing on the Korean server myself, I was a master player in Europe, and I decided that as everybody was just telling me how hard it is to compete on the Korean server, I would try that out on my own. I wanted to lose all the placement matches. I forfeited all of them, left them immediately after I started because I wanted to start at the bottom of the ladder. And that's exactly what happened. I got placed ranked 99 in a bronze league, which was quite fun. And yeah, I've been playing a while now, streaming these games as well. At the moment I'm in the Platin. I'm top 8 in the Platin League, and I think I'm probably going to advance to Diamond fairly soon, but I have to admit that the level of play in Korea is a lot higher than in Europe. And there are a lot of Platin players who are really good. They have their one base timing pushes down to the last detail. It's been kind of fun. It's been really challenging playing on the Korean ladder. And right now I'm playing a lot of Diamond players. I'm losing about 40 to 50% of my games, I guess. So as soon as I am promoted to Diamond, I guess that I really will have my work cut out for me. It's getting a lot harder lately to win games in the ladder, but my goal would be to achieve Master on the Korean server. A low-level Master on the Korean server would be quite awesome. I'm not sure if I'm really able to do that because Master players on Korea are really good. Has been quite interesting to watch Todd and others compete in the Master League, and yeah, that's going to be quite a challenge. I'm not quite sure if I'll be able to do that, but at least Diamond. I want to be at least to play Diamond on Korea, and then I'll have a look how I'm going to fare as soon as I come back to Europe. Anyways, Curious just joined the lobby. If you just tuned in, I wanted to just have a quick look at the results we had today so far. Our first match was Slayers Yu-Gi-Oh! Against Minseo. This was Zerg versus Zerg. Yu-Gi-Oh! Was able to take that series with 2-1, losing the second map. And after that we had ASD, FXO ASD against GuineaPig, and the Terran player didn't have any difficulty at all at defeating the Protoss. So he took the series with 2-0 and is advancing to the second round of the Code A as well. Our next match will be StarTale Curious against OGS the STC. I'm Caldo, and I am streaming or commentating the second stream for you today. There's another stream with Doa and Wolf. It's a little bit awkward to cast on my own right now in the GOM office, but nonetheless, I hope that you guys enjoy the show, and countdown running. Curious against the STC, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get awesome.